Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the 5 most important tools that I use in my business. So in case you guys did not see my last video, I talked about streamlining my business. That is goal number 1 of 2022 for me. So what this looks like is really refining my systems, my processes, and really getting it as streamlined as possible. So I want to talk to you guys today about the 5 most important tools that I use and how I use them. All right, so number 1, Asana. My life would not be the same and my business wouldn't be the same without Asana. So basically what I use Asana for is internal task management. Helps me see what I need to do on a day-to-day basis, helps me see projects in the overall view, and to keep up with my team and be able to communicate through there. I ended up getting rid of Slack because that little notification would absolutely trigger my anxiety every time I heard it. So now my team has transitioned fully away from Slack and directly into Asana and using the comment system there, just because it just seemed like the best option. So got rid of Slack because, listen, this is a business that I'm building and I don't need it, even if everybody says you do. So that is one thing that I use to manage internal tasks for myself and for my team. Some people like to use it in different ways, but that is just the best thing, the best tool for me. I also used to use Asana to manage client tasks, client-facing tasks. While my clients never saw that, that is something that I would use with myself and my team to make sure we're keeping up with that. I no longer use Asana in that function. I do teach on how to use Asana in that way, just because I no longer work one-on-one with clients on a monthly basis, but that is something that you can use Asana for. All right, so number 2, Airtable. Airtable serves as basically, I like to call it Excel, just like amplified. It is just, or Google Sheets. It's very similar. The good thing with Airtable, though, is that it's a database, but a very visually appealing and user-friendly database once you kind of get to know it. There is a bit of setup involved, but what I like to use Airtable for is content management. And that's any kind of content, from my social media calendars through my, I will collect testimonials from, people who purchase my products, and I will store them there. Any type of content that needs to be stored for my business, but any kind of content that you can think of that needs to be stored and easily accessed, easily organized, Airtable is the way to go. Again, I no longer work one-on-one with clients in a monthly fashion to manage their social media, but this was my one client-facing tool. This is where they would be able to go in and see their content calendar, the posts that they needed to approve for the month, go through them, approve them. My team was then able to see where they were in the pipeline and be able to determine, hey, this needs to be scheduled, this one needs to be posted, this one needs to be edited, such and such. It is a very unique tool, and I'm still on the free plan and I have so much crap in there, but it is a good way to store any type of content, whether it's internal, external, social media, whatever that looks like. And this one might seem obvious, but it took me a while to get here. I was a huge Dropbox fan. I said Dropbox everything. I was that person, and I recently started to migrate everything to Google Drive just because I realized everybody else is using Google Drive and there's so many more functionalities. It was an easier connection with both Asana and Airtable. I have my Google Drive set up so that I can easily attach stuff in both of those softwares. So again, more streamlining, whereas Dropbox wasn't as user-friendly for that. And inside of Google Drive is where I have a lot of, if I don't have assets stored inside of Airtable, or if it's not something related to my task management in Asana, a lot of, let's say, my business documents, my important tax documents, things that often need to get shared with other people. So when I have brand collaborations, each brand has their own specific folder that is also linked directly into Airtable so that I can kind of manage that all together. Those assets live together. So I did make the switch, and I will say it is much easier because I do love Google Sheets and I do love Google Docs far above anything that Dropbox had, and I just never use Microsoft anything anymore. And number 4, Honeybook. This is something that, again, I used to use for my one-on-one monthly client management. This is a CRM tool, so a client relation management tool, and I still have it to this day, and I'll get into that in just a second. But what it allowed me to do is send contracts and invoices and questionnaires and literally anything that needed to be client facing and branded, any kind of document that I needed them to sign or see, I would send all through Honeybook. Now, even though I don't work one-on-one on a monthly basis with social media clients, I still, again, have brand collaborations, and I do also speaking events. I also do consultation, and this is such an easy way for me to see where those projects are in the pipeline as far as getting paid, signing contracts, things like that. So that is my number 1 tool by far, because Honeybook allows you to have, again, you're not sending invoices through QuickBooks. You're not sending your Zoom links and calendar through Calendly. You're not having to have DocuSign documents. Like, those are just 3 apps right there that I named that are all integrated into Honeybook in one software. Like, you don't have to have those 3 apps, but there are so many more. And that allows me, again, streamline, have as much as I can inside of one tool so that I don't have to run around and manage all these different things. And number 5, to schedule any of my content, I'm using a combination of Later and Facebook Creator Studio. Later publishes just about anything and everything, and the only reason why I use Facebook Creator Studio is because they auto-publish carousels, which unfortunately Later does not allow right now. But that is my main scheduling tool for all of my social posts, anything that's going out into the public eye. That is still my absolute go-to, even though I don't manage social media for clients anymore. So those are my top 5 tools that I am in every single day that are a no-brainer for my business. But if you want to see more, I do still use some small apps, some things on my phone. If you want to get access into my brain and the behind the scenes of my business, you can actually grab my Social Media Manager Toolkit. Is a freebie download at the link below, so you can get an inside look of everything that I use in my business. Plus, there are some discount codes so that you guys can have these and implement them into your business as well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week.